takeaway from Donald Trump's media briefing on war last night. He said that US successfully rescued Air Force pilots from deep inside Iran. Remember, 2 pilots were rescued one after another by US, and the F-15E jet that was down, its pilot was also rescued. The Special Elite Forces of United States that carried out the operation to kill Osama bin Laden also were deployed to rescue this pilot of the US from Iran. Trump has also said that daring special operations missions recovered our airmen under heavy gunfire. Another key takeaway from Trump's statement last night. He's also said that issuing firm Tuesday deadline, that's today, for Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz, and failure to do so could invite attacks on its power plants. That's what Trump said. Now Trump has also said, let's move on to the next plate, about the consequences that could possibly happen. He said that Iran faces complete demolition of power plants and the bridges if the demands are unmet, and we just took you through those possible targets in Iran that are on US radar. He also said that the entire country could be taken out in one night, possibly tomorrow, that is today, that he meant, viewers. So we will be watching out for any development to that effect if those happen. Another key takeaway is the intense US strikes will continue extremely hard over the coming weeks. So while on one hand he says that the entire country could be brought down in one night, he's saying attacks will continue over the coming weeks. Trump has also defended strong profane language as necessary against the regime. Take your mind back, viewers, to the posts that Trump has been putting on social media laden with expletives for Iran. He's also said that America is pushing all allies to buy US oil and guard the strait. None of the allies have come to Trump's help so far as the strait is concerned. Buying of US oil is a different topic altogether. But Trump also said Iranian people described as ready to suffer for freedom from the regime of Iran. And once again, remember, viewers, there are no statements that have been coming out from Iran or its people because of the blackout, the internet shutdown that the country has imposed. And finally, Trump also said that the US military celebrated for precision while warning of prolonged action. The precision of US military is something that could be undebatable here. But those are the broad takeaways from Trump's address. Let's take that for discussion with Group Captain Devnath, who's with us here. Group Captain, would you take these threats with a pinch of salt from Donald Trump, or is it very likely that Trump is going to act as he says?
Kriti, Donald Trump is under huge amount of pressure from his domestic supporters. Republican Party supporters, fundraisers especially, are deserting him. Senators from Republican parties are a little sad that all this will have an adverse effect during forthcoming midterm election due in USA in November. Now, what happens? What about other countries? You see, NATO countries have clearly said that they will not join Donald Trump in his effort towards the Iran war or towards opening of Strait of Hormuz. Countries which are in America's, I can use the word sphere of influence, they are also very much troubled, especially those countries who are in Asia. Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Australia, Philippines, Thailand. You see, all these countries, they depend to a large extent on import of crude oil and gas from various Persian Gulf countries. Now that Strait of Hormuz is closed, all these countries are facing huge shortage of fuel. Price of petrol, diesel, and domestic LPG in Philippines has shot up by almost 100%. Even countries like Thailand, which are traditionally supporters of USA, are now putting pressure on Donald Trump. In all these Asian countries, whether it is their kings, presidents, prime ministers, they are ringing up Donald Trump every day that he should either make some arrangement for opening of Strait of Hormuz, or he should stop bombing Iran so that Iran slowly opens Strait of Hormuz for crude and gas carrying tankers from these countries. Finally, what happens to Donald Trump within his own administration? Let's not forget that large number of Pentagon generals, Navy admirals, and Air Force senior officers have resigned or they have been forced to resign. So shows that all is not well within Washington.
Yes,
Yes, Preeti?
absolutely. Thanks very much for your remarks once again, Group Captain. Do stay on. Also want to go across now to Ambassador Gauri Shankar Gupta here with us in the discussion here. Ambassador, does an intimidation threat to a civilizational country like Iran going to deter it? Iran is an ancient civilization. Trump is talking about a regime change. He's also said that the new regime is much different from the older regime. But whereas the new regime, what we're looking at is only remnants of the old regime.
It is true that, Iran is an ancient civilization, but it is not the same Iran. It was Persia, now it is completely, 100% Islamic and also very radicalized Islamic. So their conduct in the last few decades is not actually civilizational conduct. A civilizational country will allow reasonable freedom to its citizens, which is not allowed in Iran. The women are prosecuted, on smallest pretext. They are tortured and they are publicly executed. There have been many instances of this nature. The Iran has also engaged actively in promoting terror, groups like Hezbollah, Houthi, and Hamas, and they are also threatening to annihilate Israel completely. So these are not the sign of a good civilizational nation. So obviously the civilizational legacy has been taken over completely by the radical Islam and the mullahs who have been ruling this country for the last 4 decades. Had their behavior been civilized in the last 4 or 5 decades, Iran would have been a fantastic, important economic power in the region. But unfortunately, that has not happened because of this, and that is precisely is the conflict between the Israel, US, and Iran. US and Israel feel that if these mullahs, these radicals, are allowed to acquire nuclear weapons and long range missiles, they will take over the entire Middle East. They will subjugate all the Gulf states. They will control all the energy resources. And then it would be very difficult to contain or to reign in Iran afterwards. And that precisely is the logic which President Trump has been giving again and again in his press conferences. So I believe that this time President Trump will not allow uh, Iran to regroup and to regain its power. Either a deal will be struck in which there would be a proper containment of its particularly the defensive resources and nuclear power, as well as or if that doesn't happen, then they will like to degrade the Iranian capabilities as to an extent that it will take several decades before they can rise and create a threat against the Gulf states. So I think that is precisely the reason. Had Iran been actually behaving like a civilized state, it would not have happened. It's exactly like Pakistan. Pakistan also, in a way, it is civilizational state. It's part of the Indus Valley civilization, but they have become completely radical. They are promoting all kinds of terror tactics. They are, killing their own people now, particularly in Balochistan and Pakhtunkhwa. So all that is happening in Pakistan as well. So through that extent, Iran, in my view, has not behaved like a civilizational state. It has behaved more like a radical Islamic state and trying to subjugate all the countries in the region so that they can become a superpower in the Middle East with total control of energy resources. That is what is the problem as I see between the US, Israel, and of course Iran.
All right, sure. Ambassador, stay on with me now.